No shower. There we go.
I had to shower.
Merry Christmas. It's Friday.
Merry Christmas. You know, I'm glad it's Friday. Welcome, everybody, to Humor, Grief, and Grace. And I'm Deb Hart. This is Jill Johnson Young. And here we are today. I had put something out because, while many of us are celebrating in lots of weird, strange ways, I should say, Jill, happy first ever pandemic Christmas.
Same to you, Deb.
Thank you so much.
And we're getting through it.
We're going to survive. Everything has been online except, a tradition that we do with our neighbors is they come over first thing in the morning and we all have breakfast. And I said, no breakfast this year. But since I was making something, making, what is it called? Sausage gravy with lots of bacon in it. My first time, in honor of our cousin Paul that loved this. He's the one who died last August.
Right.
So I made this big pot and I said, Daryl, just open your garage. Daryl's going to hand some off to you. We're not having breakfast. Well, I lied.
We're getting.
Yeah. And so anyway, I just want to say to everybody that is able to do some sort of celebration, we get it. It's weird. And for those that go, nope, I'm not doing Christmas this year. I have not been into it. We totally get that too. And I hope you'll be on the broadcast or watch this later and know that you're not alone.
I would second that. And one of the things that I've seen a couple people speak into in the last 24 hours, which I really join them in, is we can really enjoy the good moments, but it's okay to really appreciate that there is some sorrow and some sadness on this Christmas and this coming New Year's. And it's okay to acknowledge that and sit with that and not try to cover up those feelings with happy, glad. We can appreciate that those things are real too.
Yeah. And my word for 2020 is arbitrary. Just think of all the holidays and all the rules and all of these things that have had to get rearranged. So what you think had to be done a certain way, it doesn't have to.
And it's okay.
Right.
Mark Lastwell is here with us.
Hi, Mark. Mark's a buddy of mine from our camp. And he is a sweetheart. Hi, Mark. I'm so
Merry
glad
Christmas
you're here today.
Happy holidays, Mark.
Yeah. How's your holiday going, Mark? If you type it in, Jill will see it.
Yep. Just put it on the original page.
Yeah.
It's okay to acknowledge that we're doing things differently. You made gravy and passed it out through the garage, and
we did.
We delivered things to people's houses, and we have some people that in our circle who are very sick right now. So I dropped some things off on those doorsteps, and then I drove 2 blocks and texted them and said, "Open your door."
That's right.
And left them there. So there are some people who are, especially here in California, facing a lot of uncertainty right in this moment. So with their family members being ill.
Yes. A good friend of mine down south, I won't say where, but she and her boyfriend both have COVID. And, I worry when they start to cough. And she's on the other side of it, but we both know it just totally drains you. I want to tell you, when I went to mail things, post office, many people get things next week, whatever. And because it's all arbitrary, nobody knows for sure that Jesus was born on December 25th. So
in fact, we're pretty suspicious it was sometime in the spring, given all of the baby things running around. Yeah.
So
we really have till April.
I think
Right.
so. So, so I wanted to tell you that my heart just went out to, their funding got cut. UPS, no, FedEx, and what's the other one? The guys in the brown,
Mm-hmm.
whoever
UPS.
they are,
Yeah.
UPS, FedEx, they all they can't do all their packages, so they're going through regular mail. And, these guys are working. I had one of my masks that have a smile face on it. And I said, I hope you know I'm smiling when I say this, but I appreciate you and it sucks to be you. And
Yep.
she laughed and she was grateful.
Yeah, we actually have a little table outside we have a front entry courtyard, small little thing. And there's a table out there with a box on it that's wrapped up and a sign that says for those of you who are delivering or something like that. And so we've got water bottles outside of it, handy wipes, and individual snacks.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So when folks are on the street and, are watching, everybody who delivers around here knows now. So when they even deliver across the street, they run over and grab something. And that's what it's there for, because they are working long hours.
They are. An Amazon driver dropped something off at our house, and what happened was I looked, and it was to the same number but another street, and I happen to know those people. Their daughter just died in a tragic accident like a month ago, and I called up. I call her my granddaughter. And I said, I know you know her and the family. Would you mind bringing this to them? And so I brought it to my granddaughter and she brought it over there.
That was sweet.
Yeah. I just thought they don't need to see any more strangers.
No.
And another neighbor of ours, her husband died July 5th. And so I made sure I wrote a card to acknowledge that, and I regifted some stuff. So some rocks. My friend paints rocks and puts angel wings on them.
Oh, nice.
So that's what I did. Yeah.
That is one thing folks can do. If you have not reached out and you know someone who's lost people this year, send out even today, send an email or a text and say the name and acknowledge it. Because they're missing them for certain. You're not going to remind them that they're dead. They know.
Yeah.
They absolutely know.
And, for people who are single and don't get to spend any time with their family, that whether it's a family by choice or family by birth, and, divorced people going through times like this,
first year of a divorce where you're having your first loss is loss. It doesn't matter if it's death or if it's divorce or it's that you moved and then COVID moved in. It could be any of that. If you've lost a pet or you've lost a friend because of politics, it's a loss. You're feeling it today.
Yeah. And if you're just feeling overwhelmed from the season, Saturday Night Live did a parody, and it's the two kids are so excited and the dad, and everybody's got these great gifts, and mom says, oh, thank you for the robe. Oh, you might not have a lot, and people can feel very lonely and feel that grief even in their family.
Yes. Because
for whatever reasons. I know as a step family, well, I'll tell the truth on air. As a step family, we needed to set new traditions. So we celebrated Christmas on Christmas Eve morning. And we would, back then, when the kids were younger, nobody liked Barney. They were all older, right? They're 11 years old. They're tired of Barney, all these kind of things. So every year for Christmas, we would kill Barney the dinosaur in various ways. And we made a game out of it. So that's how we coped with some of the stressors. While that might seem weird to others, for instance, one year I had Barney balloons, and inside the Barney balloon that had little Barney feet on it, they had to poke it with the Barney fork, and then they'd find the clue to where their presents were, and maybe they find another clue or whatever. But it was tough on the kids, and it was there was a lot of anxiety with different step family things going on, and it helped. It helped to be just a little bizarre with humor.
Right.
Yeah. And you'll find humor bubbling up, and it's okay to just like laugh out loud and say, this is all ridiculous. Why are we even doing it? So,
right.
Yeah, I think that's the part that people don't get.
They feel odd about doing it, and they feel like they shouldn't be laughing at a holiday when somebody is not here for the first time.
Right.
And it's really okay to laugh. And it's okay to laugh years later too. It really is. Yeah. And it's with step family stuff, you do have all kinds of shifts and changes. And you have to be able to acknowledge those as well.
Mm-hmm.
My adult kids got my wife Stacy a mug this year that said something like "Merry Christmas" from the kids you accidentally got stuck with and you shacked up with our mom.
That is hilarious.
Right?
Oh my God. Yes. Yes.
Because it did shift the whole thing.
It did. It did.
And that's okay. You acknowledge it. Mm-hmm. I want to acknowledge that we've got Ann Carlson on with us, and she is missing her mom, Mary, and her brother, Tom.
Thank you for sharing that, Ann. Ann, I know you. I miss you too. I know you moved away from the Gibson City area, and I hope not only in your heart, but maybe a physical acknowledgement about your mom and did you say your sister?
Brother. Tom, mom, Mary.
Yes. Please acknowledge them with, even if you write it down, you write down, I miss you.
Mm-hmm.
Or say it out loud and rub that tender spot of your heart. And we would acknowledge our family members missing by getting white roses the day before. It's just something Daryl and I did. If they didn't have white roses, we'd get something else. But it's important to acknowledge that hurt.
It is.
I miss Paul, right? And I could hear him in my head as I made his favorite sausage gravy. Well, you crapped it up making it gluten-free, but it's still okay. I could hear that in my heart, in my head.
Right? And their voices come back.
They do. They do.
And whether it's our people or our oodles or whoever it is, they're not here, but they're still here.
Adele, I know Adele was one of your faves, mm-hmm. and she died. And
first Christmas without the Delsky.
Yeah.
And Gracie.
I want to acknowledge, people are probably going, why is the lights flickering?
Oh, yeah.
In Jill's place. It's the
my
internet
power
today. Is it your power? Yeah.
It's my secret power.
Oh, you and Wonder Woman.
It's the whole planet in Southern California is on right now. It's high time at 10 a.m.
Yeah, so that's just what happened.
No, I apologize.
It's sort of like, wait, I'm going to the light. I'm not. I'm going to the light. I'm not.
Don't go to the light today. Please don't go
No,
to the
don't
light.
go to the light.
It
No.
is a popular day for that, but don't do it yourselves, please.
No, no, no. Oh, that and Easter.
It is the Thanksgiving to just the end of January that is the busiest time of the year for morticians. And then,
Yeah.
yes, Easter and birthdays.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So everybody
Wow.
sit tight today, and then, tomorrow would be okay. Oh,
Right.
my goodness, Anne's in Missouri. It is cold there right now.
Yes.
Oh, my daughter in Kansas is like below zero right now. So is my sister in Chicago.
We're above Missouri and a little bit to the east, and it's either 10 or 13 degrees out here. So button
Yeah.
up that overcoat.
We were cold yesterday, and it was like, I don't know, 43 at night. And that's
really cold for you
that's
guys.
frozenated for Southern California.
Yeah,
Mark
yeah.
says it's cold where he is too.
Yeah, he's in Peoria.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
that. Oh, yeah. I know where that is.
You guys chose that. What's weird is I've got friends in Australia, and they're taking pictures out on the beach today.
Yeah, because they just had their summer solstice.
Right.
Right. Isn't
Yeah.
that interesting, And that's why I feel like the word arbitrary is a good word, because it seems like everything is flipped around.
Mm-hmm.
And this year, probably one of the most positive posts is when you get to say, I'm negative. If you think about that,
Right.
People used to say, oh, you're so negative. Yay, you.
Yay. Right. Somebody started a post yesterday with, I'm positive. And then they were actually talking about a comment, but it scared like half a dozen people who immediately said, oh my God, have you? Oh, wait, sorry. It's okay.
Yeah.
You're just feeling like a positive emotion.
See, doesn't everything feel flipped around?
It does.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're getting through it anyway. We are getting through it.
And there is just water in here too.
Oh my goodness.
I had coffee this morning, undoctored as I would in the past.
Oh my gosh.
I might put some Baileys or something. No, straight up water. I know.
I'm still chai tea hour.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh. So what other things? It's only 10 o'clock by you, 10:19. What's your rest of the day look like?
Probably a nap after we have some stockings to open. And then maybe some nap time and visit with my mom who lives next door. And then we're doing a family Zoom at 5:00. And that is the sum total. It's our family. We're Scandinavian, so it's Christmas Eve is our day. So we did our little tiny bit on Christmas Eve and delivered some food to my father-in-law. And then we sat by the fire for a bit. And I tried to sit through It's a Wonderful Life, and I just couldn't tolerate it this year. It was just not where I needed to be in space.
Right, right. And that sort of brings us to a really good talking point. Even if you're not, like, you didn't have anybody die or anything like that, you feel all the feels of the season. And so just give yourself permission to just be. And if Bad Santa is a better choice, which is a horrible movie and it'll make you groan. If Bad Santa is a better choice than It's a Wonderful Life, watch Bad Santa.
I got to say the Bad Moms Christmas. That's the one. I identified with that movie in a really terrible sort of way.
Yeah. Because people out there, sarcasm is one way of really dealing with and being present with how you're feeling.
Yeah.
And if you can live vicariously through some of those movies, do it. You
Exactly
know,
right.
I did watch Scrooged. That's one of my late nights of wrapping and pulling things together. And I watched that, and I needed that sappy Hallmark stuff this year.
I have watched about 12 Hallmark movies this year. It's a new personal record
uh-huh,
because
uh-huh.
you just need to know it's going to be good at the end.
Exactly. Exactly. It's so predictable, and you know when the drama's going to happen, and name your poison of drama, and it's just perfect, for me. It's
It all ends
just
up well in the end.
it
And I think
does.
we need to kind of look for that right now because it has been such a long year. And we have vaccines, but it's still going to be a long spring at a
Mhm.
minimum. So I
Mhm.
think the more that we can acknowledge the toughness and laugh about it when it's possible
Mhm.
and turn it off when we don't need it
Mhm. Mhm.
and use Saturday night to give us our updates, right?
That's right. That's
And
right.
then let the rest of that go off our backs until we get out of the worst of this, which we are all hoping for. Not pie in the sky, but hoping for.
Right. Right. It's sometimes you just need to ride the waves and don't white knuckle it.
Mm-mm.
There's I don't have one here, but one of the things in a lot of my programs I give out are those finger traps. And if you pull harder, you're stuck.
Harder.
Here, above my name, you pull harder, you're stuck. If you move a little into it, it relaxes. And that's, just the best you can do. I mean,
The research
seriously.
shows us that in times of mass losses and mass crisis, if you can acknowledge each and every wave or loss or moment, cope with it in that moment, then put that away and then move on to the next, you will do better.
Hmm.
And if you reach
Hmm.
out to others who are joining in it, and everybody, literally everybody, is in it right now.
Yeah, around the world. This is a
Mhm,
global thing. So
mhm. Yeah, my
when I
nephew in Israel said they're about to go into lockdown. And when they lock down in Israel, you can't go more than a kilometer from your front door.
that's what happened to friends, and I don't know how long a kilometer is, maybe a half a mile or something, or three
Hmm.
quarters. But when they locked down in Italy and in Australia, they shut you down. I
Yeah.
mean, big time. And that's where my friends are. And they just went into another one over the holidays in Italy. And, you know, that means mail, everything is interrupted. And
And you
it's
hang
hard.
on, and we got through it before. We can do this again. We know this now. This
We
is
know
not
this now.
this is not new now. We are veterans at doing this. Now we're not veterans at Christmas with it or New Year's with it, so we got to figure that part out. And we're halfway through Christmas at this moment in time.
Mm-hmm.
And so we can either look at Christmas as it's been taken away from us, or we took care of everybody we loved and we got through it. And next year, we will have learned some valuable lessons about what's important. And it may not
Exactly.
be stuff.
And that Christmas doesn't have to happen on Christmas.
Yes.
You
Which is
know, if
something that first responder families and nurse families, you're a nurse, have known all their lives. Anybody who works in a service industry or medical or end of life, you are on the road on Christmas.
you know, I don't know if I told you this, but one year I was working Christmas Eve, which was meant I wouldn't get off till 11:30, 12 o'clock, maybe. And I told the minister I was really sad that I was going to miss that time, because that time with the candles, standing
Yeah.
there in the quiet, singing Silent Night. And so I had a key. So what I got to do was they taped the service. And so I hit the play button and I just stayed in the church by myself for an hour before going home, because I don't think I had my daughter then either. She might have been in her dad's. And wow.
Yeah. Our church was online last night, and it wasn't live. It was our churches learn. They pre-tape everything, mix it together. They've got a beautiful production. Not glitzy and glossy, just it feels like home when you're watching. And so they did the traditional service of carols and readings. And so the carols were brought in from various folks. And it ends, of course, with Silent Night with the candles. And they had pictures that people had sent in with themselves in dark rooms holding a candle. You know what? It's different. Beautiful. You don't have to resent it. You can just be glad that you can participate. Right? Well, Mark says he's getting a white Christmas.
Oh, if it's snowing up there, it might start to move toward us.
Well, Merry White Christmas to you.
Yeah. Merry White Christmas to you, Mark.
Yeah, both of you, all of you. I'll hold down the fort over here.
Yeah. Enjoy the sunshine, if there is any.
My tomatoes are trying to ripen. It's actually very bright and sunny today. But we had double rainbows yesterday. We had rain, and we went from Santa Ana winds, which if you don't know, Santa Anas are the ones that bring fires here. So people had their power turned off. And then within a matter of 6 hours, we were in rain and cold. And then just before sunset, the rain cleared out, the clouds opened up, and we had this massive rainbow over the entire city. And then we had a double rainbow over the hills we live on.
Oh, beautiful.
It was like Christmas and Easter combined.
Did Mark say something else?
He said he's going to the movies, or he's going to watch a movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. Good. Do you guys have movies now?
I think there's a couple places that Wonder Woman is opening up, and a couple other places, and there's some things being released online on Netflix and Disney. Soul is being released on Disney, and I'd really like to see that. That would be great. Let me see what else I was going to say something. Yeah, a couple places the movie theaters are still open. Odd, but yes. Yeah.
He's going to watch White Christmas in his living room.
Oh, and I am sure Mark has decorated beautifully. I know. Mark, send me a picture of your living room.
Yeah, and then post it.
Yes. Yeah.
We'd love to all see it. It'd be nice if everyone could share what memorials they've put together and what their decorations look like.
Last night was just important to me because and you saw the pictures. Daryl went to sleep. I cleaned up places, as my daughter said. I haven't seen this area of the counter for about 7 years. And maybe 27. But I just went to town. It was real important for me to have more order. Or maybe it was anxiety and I just needed to clean my crap up. So,
or both.
And so Daryl was asleep, and I only turned on like the Christmas lights. And then with my camera, because I make cards from some of the photos I have. So, yeah. Did Mark just post something?
Just that he's watching White Christmas in his living room.
Nice.
Yep.
Wow. Well, Jill, this is one for the books, eh?
It is. And next week, it's all about 2021 and not expecting it to be like we're emerging from this right away. Let's talk about expectations, because we always have these stupid expectations of New Year's anyway, right? We're all going to lose 50 pounds and we're going to have everything in order and have our catalogs and calendars and all. let's just be realistic. Let's talk about
Mhm.
losing those expectations and
Mhm.
giving ourselves some grace and some space to
Mhm.
laugh at what we're not going to get done.
Yeah, next week, truly humor, grace, and grief.
All of it.
All of it. All of it.
And remembering those who are going to not be joining us in 2021 and finding a space for them in our 2021.
Mhm.
Because we don't
How are
leave
you
people.
going to remember? Yeah, and how are you going to continue the relationship when they're not here on the physical plane?
Right. Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Right.
doesn't mean if you're talking to a loved one that's dead, that's really normal. Keep it up. Don't
Yeah.
believe that anybody says, "Well, you're crazy for doing that." Yeah,
Our
you're
extra
not.
daughter lost her mom, Donna, on New Year's morning this year. And we knew she'd had cancer. She had colon cancer for quite some time, but she went downhill super fast. And
Mhm.
so we spent last night Marco Poloing because, you can make videos and send them back and forth.
Right, right.
And so she shared that all the things that she'd done, and I could see her mom in all of it. So she was marking her mom's absence. And there was some
Mhm.
happy and some tears, but this will be the
Mhm.
first New Year's we're going to wake up in a different space with her. And she'll have gotten
Mhm.
through all of her firsts. So for those who are getting through your firsts, let's talk about it next week and
Yeah.
how to make 2021 as good as it can be.
Mhm. Mhm. And coming up, just everybody, every day is a different day, and just do the best you can.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. That's lowering your expectations. I keep my expectations low. You know what I always say? I take my meds and I stay out of jail. It's a great day. You know, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Out of jail and alive, we're good.
Yeah, I woke up.
Let's make it the goal for the year,
Yeah, no
or at
kidding.
least till next Friday.
So next Friday.
Next
Hey,
Friday,
tomorrow.
right?
Yeah.
So we'll see everybody here next week. We hope, and we'll celebrate New Year's together. And wish my mom a happy birthday.
Is
And
it your mom's birthday on 12
New
20 31?
12/31.
All right.
Yep. And then we'll move into our new year.
All right.
Okay. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Bye
Bye.
bye.